What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. Welcome back to another SLA video, and god damn, we got a crazy one right now. Listen, I woke up this morning. I chose to take care of my kids, get everything ready, and I see this announcement, and I'm like, what? So let's talk a little bit about this, because this has a lot of consequences and some good. I don't want to make it look like it's all bad, but there is some good and there is some bad. So let's talk a little bit about why this is a good thing and a bad thing. I want to kind of break it all down. All right, so what am I talking about? First off, it's pretty damn early in the morning. Early access servers pre-announcement on server merge. Holy shiza. Is that German? All right. Why? Let's talk about this. And this is a smart move by Netmarble, by the way, for them. And this is a good move for some people, and this is going to be a bad move for a lot of others. All right, I'm going to explain to you guys the reasoning why behind this and why the implications, the consequences of doing something like this. So first off, Hunter Association has a notice for you. The server merge for certain servers are scheduled for 8/22, so that's August 22nd, Thursday. This server merge will be carried out only on early access servers with a low number of active hunters to ensure a smooth gameplay experience for all hunters. A server merge for servers after the grand launch is also scheduled in the future. We'll inform you in advance of the details through a separate notice. So it's not just early servers. Eventually, global servers will have the same treatment. Now, let's talk about what they're saying here. Early access servers with a low number of active hunters. All right, so essentially saying if you have a dead server. All right, now, for them, this is smart. Obviously, two reasons. Number one, amalgamate people into servers, save server capacity, save server space, save server money. Pretty straightforward. From an infrastructure perspective, from a financial perspective, from an IT perspective, it makes perfect sense, right? You have to essentially just amalgamate people into one server. If you have enough server capacity to hold them, why not put them all together, make it easier on your life, save some money in the long run. Perfect. All right. From that perspective, all good. That's very good IT practice. Nothing wrong with that. Where it becomes very iffy is the fact that this is a PvE game. All right, let's be real. It's a PvE game. The only real PvP going on in any shape or form is Battlefield of Time. And guilds will as well, but guilds are already crossplay, right? So guilds are going to be crossplay amongst other people on other servers. So Battlefield of Time is really the only consequential thing that's happening here. And what they're essentially doing is they're making more people compete against one another. Now, I don't know how you feel about that as a player, because a lot of players are going to say this. Listen, I'm a whale, I'm a dolphin, or I'm a free-to-play player. I am currently number one on my server. I don't want these scummy other servers coming in and taking my spot. That's what's going to start happening, right? People are going to have to become more competitive. People are going to have to try harder, and people are going to now have to revitalize their passion for some of these modes to stay on top. Because essentially what's happening is these people coming in from other servers are probably feeling the same way you are, right? So now there's going to be a Hunger Games situation of people vying for the number one spot, where originally that was pretty established and maintained. Makes sense, right? So here's how it's going to look. Server merge will be carried out on the servers that were created during early access. Server merges will be carried out on similar group based on Hunter's progression on each server. After the server merge, your server information may be subject to change. You can check options, account, and server number there. Please see the server list that's happening. The entire server list is right here first, by the way. And you can see where you are. Now, there are, that's a lot of servers, man. It's a lot of early access servers, up to 895 of them. And the way it's going to work, essentially, is they're going to start combining servers with like-minded players. So server 1, for example, server 2. So these are all the servers that are going to be on the server, I guess. This is the merge servers right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then all the ones subsequently going down here. So get ready to start competing again. It's a pretty big deal. Now, how is this consequential to you? Well, put it this way now. And how is it smart for Netmarble? So outside of the IT capacity portion of it, where they're saving money from that, they're also now going to be making money. And why is that? Well, because now you're going to pit whales against other whales, and now in order to stay on top, those smaller whales, if they care enough, are going to now need to spend more money to catch up to the competition that's currently invading their servers. Right? Let's call it an invasion. It's pretty much what it is. So Netmarble's pretty smart here. Because it's a PvP. Again, I would understand if it was a dead server and there was PvP and there was only bots to play against, but there are no bots in this game, right? So like, this really, in my opinion, outside of benefiting them, really serves no purpose in my opinion. This, again, my opinion. I'm curious to hear what you guys have to think, because of course I'm not on every server. I don't get to see every server. I don't get to hear everyone's complaints. So I'm curious to know what you guys think, if this is a good move for your server, or if you consider this to be a bad move, because this, again, can be a double-edged sword. It could definitely help players enjoy the game more because now they have more competition, and that does drive, because at the end of the day, gamers are competitive, right? It does drive that competitive spirit up, and that's not a bad thing. But on the flip side, it could also piss off a lot of people because, like, hey, you know what? I've spent so much money to be number one on this server, and I'm comfortable where my money spending is, and I'm used to this now, and I'm coasting. Well, now all of a sudden, I've got a Natto or a Taipal or, you know, a GoHack. Shout out to all those people who I just mentioned, by the way. Go check out their channel, subscribe to their channels, show them some love. Those are some major players, right? I got to deal with them. I got to deal with the pain. I got to deal with the pain. Really not. I got to deal with the Zaf, but whatever. Zaf's not even number one ever. Who cares about Zaf? No, I'm just joking. He's actually number one too. Like the prime examples of early access players. Moose, Oh Lord Gaming, you know, shout out to those guys. Zilchi, shout out to him. You know, all these people who I'm just shouting out. Shiny, Rokage, you name it. All content creators. Clearly, I'm just giving some love to my content creator family. But at the same time, you guys understand my point, right? It's like people coming in now that you have to compete with, maybe bigger spenders, maybe better players, maybe have more, more time to play. For example, some of these guys spend 7 to 8 to 20 hours on POD. Bro, do you understand how little time I spend on POD? One attempt, good or bad, I'm done. Peace out. Anyways, sorry, that was a little bit of Usher there. It's one of those things where, again, it's a smart move on a PvP game, because when there's bots that are pretty much the majority of the population, it's smart to merge servers, because then you can have player versus player. It's smart for, it's a benefit for the players themselves, because they get to enjoy the company of other players as well too, and they get to test their skills in a PvP fashion. But in a PvE game, really at the end of the day, it doesn't have much value. It doesn't have much value for the community. So I'm very curious to see, again, how this goes and what you guys think. I'm more interested in what you guys think. I kind of already understand what Nemroble's doing here. They think this is a good idea. I think this is a bad idea. And here's the notes. Look, the account info, play data, and payment records will be completely maintained. The battlefield of times will be adjusted as below. This is what I was talking to you guys. If the period of the server merge is after the end of the season ranking will proceed based on the server merge. If the period of the server merge is during the season, the corresponding season will proceed based on the previously allocated group, which means the current one that you're in. As for current ongoing battlefield of time, the next reset period will be changed to 821 to 822, and the ranking will be recalculated. So just because you're number one now, don't mean you're going to be number one on the 22nd. That's crazy. The power destruction ranking will be determined based on the server merge as well. So same thing again. The battle mission trophy ranking will be recalculated based on the amount of possession in the server merge. Anyways, guys, I really, really, really am curious to hear what you guys have to say about this. This is more like, I understand the logic behind this from a business side of things, and it's obviously smart for Netmarble, but I want to hear from a player perspective what you guys think. Because again, personally, I think this doesn't have a purpose in a PvE game like this, but I want to know how your servers are and if you think this is a wise move, because every server is different and everyone's mentality is different. So please let me know in the comment section. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.